Hello friends and welcome back to another gardening video. Summer season is the time for these beautiful Vinca plants, also known as Madagascar periwinkle or Sadabahar. If you have a small balcony, you don't need separate pots to enjoy a variety of Vinca colors. So over here I am showing you this multiple colored Vinca plant. I have grafted different colors of Vinca in one plant itself. These look stunning, so let's see how we can transform a standard Vinca plant into a vibrant explosion of colors using the technique of wedge grafting and growing different Vinca varieties in a single Vinca plant. I'll show you the step-by-step tutorial to secure the delicate Vinca grafts to ensure consistent sap flow across the grafts, and I'll also share with you the post-grafting steps that will help your graft thrive even in this hot summer. Vinca plant is the perfect plant for wedge grafting. Just make sure that you select a healthy rootstock. Preferably the local or the desi variety is best, as hybrid ones can be grafted on top of it easily. So over here I don't have the local variety. This is also one hybrid Vinca plant on which I have done the grafting. For the grafting purpose I am breaking off the white colored Vinca plant, and over here you can see, first of all you have to make sure that the stem sizes match. So I am just keeping it next to my plant to check out the stem size. Then I am going to cut off the excess leaves from the hybrid Vinca plant which I'll be grafting on top of the other Vinca. So this one is a white colored plant, so I'm removing off the excess leaf. You can also cut off the leaves in half to reduce the rate of transpiration. Another important point is that make sure whatever tools you are using to cut the scion, they are all sterilized, otherwise the graft might die out. And also don't keep the graft out for long. Try to graft it as soon as possible during the summers. After cutting off the two sides of the branches, we created a V-shaped wedge which we'll be grafting on the rootstock. So now let's prepare the parent plant also. So I'm cutting off the branch and I'm going to remove off some of the lower leaves so that I get a clean stem to work on. Now for grafting purpose, make sure that you cut the stem right in the center, not on the side, so that the graft can take hold properly. And I'm going to remove a little bit of the central part so that my hybrid graft can have space to move in. Then I'm pushing it in like so. You can see how nicely I have put it in, and then you can either use a tape to tie it up, or like me, I'm using this piece of polythene to tie it up tightly. Make sure that the graft is tied up properly so that there is no air space and the graft touches the lower part properly, so that there is a continuous sap flow. Otherwise the graft will just die out. I just removed another leaf as it was blocking the camera view. Then I tied it up nicely and tightly. And this is not the only thing that you have to do. Now during the summer season, as there is a lot of sunlight and the environment is pretty much hot and dry or hot and humid, so there are chances that the plant is going to just die out. So to save it from dying out, I used a piece of poly bag and I sprayed a little bit of water inside and I placed it on top of the graft, and then I'm going to tie it up from below so that my graft gets a nice and humid environment where it can survive easily. And I'm going to leave this graft like so for about 2 weeks. Usually grafting takes place in 1 week also, but still, to be on the safer side, I'm going to leave it like so for 2 weeks. If you don't do this step, then this is what you're going to end up with. The graft will die out. So it's best to make this kind of a humid condition for the plant to survive. And after about 2 weeks time, I'm opening it up. Another important step is, after grafting, make sure to keep the soil of the plant moist so that the plant gets a regular supply of sap, and the soil should not be too dry. Now let's remove and see how well the grafting has happened. So this one was the first graft that I had done, and you can see the graft has survived and it's looking very much nice and healthy. Now another important thing while grafting is that when I removed the polythene, I saw that the lower stalk has given out some new branches. So initially you have to remove these branches so that the energy is directed towards the new graft, otherwise the graft might die out. So this one was another white one that I had grafted. I had grafted 3 or 4 colors at one time, and I'll be showing you all the grafts. So 2 or 3 of them were white, some were pink with the central white part, another one was a deeper violet color with the central white part, and the original plant was a pink one with the deeper pink center. So here also I'm removing off the excess branches from the lower part, and then I'm going to open up the polythene to show you how nicely the grafting has taken place. So I found that grafting Vinca plants is way easier than grafting moss rose plants, because moss rose is a little bit slippery, but this one is not slippery and it's really easy to graft. So after I removed the polythene, you can see the wedge grafting has happened, and you can barely see that it has been grafted. It has grafted so much nicely. It's looking like one stem. You can only just see the scar of the wedge grafting over here. And in this manner I had added the other colors also on this Vinca plant. So this is the next graft that I opened, and you can see over here this one has also joined nicely. The stem is looking a little bit greenish in color, but that's okay. Once you keep it out in the sun, it is going to get the original color of the plant. That's nothing to worry about. So over here is a grafting that I've done on a mature branch, and this one is also surviving, but it's preferable to do it on these kind of younger shoots. Here's a pro tip for someone who is going to graft Vinca for the first time or is a beginner at grafting. Whenever you are grafting, choose the rootstock which is neither too old nor too young. Choose the intermediate portion, because that area is the area where the best grafting will happen. If you are a beginner, then you should always try to graft in that area. Too young a stem might not take the graft, and too old a stem is sometimes difficult to graft on. So keeping all these tips in mind, it is really easy to do grafting on Vinca plants and get these stunning flowers on one single plant itself. Once your grafting is successful, you can remove the grafting tape and leave the plant like so. But if your plant is in an area which is a lot windy, then I suggest that you give it a little bit of tape for the initial few days so that it can hold on to properly and does not break off during the high winds. Once the graft has established itself, you can keep the plant out in the full sun, and in this manner you can save these hybrid plants also. Usually they die out if they are overwatered, but if you graft them in this manner on another plant which is of a local variety, then these hybrid plants will not get diseased or will not have root rot, and you can keep them in this plant for a longer period also. So grafting not only gives you a beautiful multicolored Vinca plant, but it is also helping you save those hybrid plants. This is how my Vinca plant is looking at the moment. I'll be purchasing a few more colors and grafting them on. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thanks for watching.